Class 12th subject physics 5th chapter oscillations. From this chapter let us see the composition of two SHMs having same period and along the same path. So let us consider two SHMs which are having the same period and along the same path, but these SHMs will be having different amplitudes and different initial phases, and therefore let us consider two displacements of the two SHMs, that is x1 equal to a1 sin omega t plus alpha 1 as the displacement for the first SHM, and x2 equal to a2 sin omega t plus alpha 2 as the displacement for the second SHM. When there is composition of these two SHMs, that is there is mixing of two SHMs, at that time the resultant displacement x due to the composition of these two SHMs will be given as the vector sum of the displacements due to these two SHMs, that is x equal to x1 plus x2. That will be written as a1 sin omega t plus alpha 1 plus a2 sin omega t plus alpha 2. Now this sin omega t plus alpha 1 and this sin omega t plus alpha 2 will be now expanded by using the formula sin a plus b equal to sin a cos b plus cos a sin b. Sin a plus b equal to sin a cos b plus cos a sin b, and therefore x will be equal to a1 into sin omega t cos alpha 1 plus cos omega t sin alpha 1. Similarly, second plus a2 into sin omega t cos alpha 2 plus cos omega t sin alpha 2. Then this x will be then written as sin omega t from this term as well as sin omega t from this term will be taken common, and then remaining part will be here a1 cos alpha 1 and here a2 cos alpha 2. Therefore we can write x equal to sin omega t into a1 cos alpha 1 plus a2 cos alpha 2 plus from this term cos omega t and from this term cos omega t will be taken common, and then remaining a2 sin alpha 2 here and here a1 sin alpha 1 will be there, and therefore we will get plus cos omega t into a1 sin alpha 1 plus a2 sin alpha 2. So the value of x will be equal to sin omega t into a1 cos alpha 1 plus a2 cos alpha 2 plus cos omega t into a1 sin alpha 1 plus a2 sin alpha 2. Now for this term a1 cos alpha 1 plus a2 cos alpha 2, and for the second term a1 sin alpha 1 plus a2 sin alpha 2, we will use some of the substitutions, and therefore let a1 cos alpha 1 plus a2 cos alpha 2 equal to r cos delta as equation 1, and a1 sin alpha 1 plus a2 sin alpha 2 equal to r sin delta as equation number 2. So putting these substitutions in the above equation, we will get x is equal to r sin omega t cos delta plus r cos omega t sin delta. So in place of this r cos delta is there, and therefore we will get here r sin omega t cos delta. For this second bracketed term it will be r sin delta, and therefore we will get it as r cos omega t into sin delta. So r will be taken common from these two terms, and then we will get r into sin omega t cos delta plus cos omega t sin delta. But this bracketed term will be again written in the form of sine A plus B, and therefore its value will be sine omega t plus delta, and therefore x will be equal to r sine omega t plus delta, equation number 3. So this x will represent the resultant displacement of the resultant SHM, and therefore this equation number 3 is in the similar form as that of the equations of x1 and x2. Only difference will be that for this resultant SHM, r will be the resultant amplitude. So for this resultant SHM, r will represent amplitude in place of A1 and A2, and the initial phase delta will be there for this in place of alpha 1 and alpha 2. So this equation number 3 also represents SHM, and therefore we can say that when there is composition of two SHMs having same period and along the same path, the resultant displacement is also SHM. Now here the resultant amplitude is r and the initial phase is delta. Therefore we will have to find out their values in terms of A1, A2 and alpha 1, alpha 2. And therefore let us see first the amplitude r of the resultant. So what will be value of this r, that we will have to find. For that purpose, squaring and adding equation 1 and 2 we will get. So this equation 1 and equation 2 we will have to square and add. So squaring this we will get r square cos square delta equal to A1 cos alpha 1 plus A2 cos alpha 2 whole square. Similarly here from second equation, r square sin square delta equal to A1 sin alpha 1 plus A2 sin alpha 2 whole square. And therefore squaring and adding equation 1 and 2 we will get r square cos square delta plus r square sin square delta equal to A1 cos alpha 1 plus A2 cos alpha 2 square plus A1 sin alpha 1 plus A2 sin alpha 2 square. Now this will be squared by using a plus b square, that is a square plus 2ab plus b square. By using that formula we can expand it, but before that, as here it is r square cos square delta plus r square sin square delta, r square is taken common, cos square delta plus sin square delta will be equal to 1, and therefore it will be written as a1 square cos square alpha 1 plus 2 a1 a2 cos alpha 1 cos alpha 2 plus a2 square cos square alpha 2. Then the second bracket will be now expanded as a1 square sin square alpha 1 plus 2a1 a2 sin alpha 1 sin alpha 2 plus a2 square sin square alpha 2. Again a1 square cos square alpha 1 and then again a1 square sin square alpha 1. These two terms will be taken together, these two will be taken together, and these last third term, that is a2 square cos square alpha 2 and a2 square sin square alpha 2 will be taken together, and therefore we will get r square equal to a1 square will be taken common from these two into sin square alpha 1 plus cos square alpha 1 plus from this last term a2 square is taken common into sin square alpha 2 plus cos square alpha 2, and plus from this second term we can take 2a1 a2 common, therefore plus 2 alpha a1 a2 into sin alpha 1 sin alpha 2 plus cos alpha 1 cos alpha 2, but this term is equal to 1, this term is also equal to 1, and therefore we will get r square equal to a1 square plus a2 square plus 2a1 a2 cos alpha 1 minus alpha 2, because sin alpha 1 sin alpha 2 plus cos alpha 1 cos alpha 2 will be written as cos of alpha 1 minus alpha 2. and therefore as r square is having this value, we can take square root, and then r will be equal to square root of a1 square plus a2 square plus 2a1 a2 cos of alpha 1 minus alpha 2, equation number 4. So this equation represents the expression for the resultant amplitude. R is equal to square root of a1 square plus a2 square plus 2a1 a2 cos of alpha 1 minus alpha 2. Now let us see the initial phase delta of the resultant. So in order to obtain the expression for the initial phase delta of the resultant, divide equation 2 by equation 1. So equation 2 will be divided by this equation 1, and therefore dividing this we will get r sin delta upon r cos delta equal to a1 sin alpha 1 plus a2 sin alpha 2 divided by a1 cos alpha 1 plus a2 cos alpha 2. This sin delta upon cos delta will be tan delta, r will get cancelled, and therefore tan delta equal to a1 sin alpha 1 plus a2 sin alpha 2 upon a1 cos alpha 1 plus a2 cos alpha 2. Therefore delta will be written as delta equal to tan inverse of a1 sin alpha 1 plus a2 sin alpha 2 upon a1 cos alpha 1 plus a2 cos alpha 2, equation number 5. So this equation for delta will give the resultant phase delta of the resultant wave, that is the initial phase delta of that resultant wave. So these are the expressions for r as well as delta. Now let us consider some of the special cases. First case, these cases will be used for this equation of r, that is amplitude r of the resultant wave. So for different values of alpha 1 minus alpha 2, what are the values of r, that we will have to find out. And therefore in the first case we will consider if two SHMs are in the same phase. If two SHMs are in the same phase, that is when these two SHMs are in the same phase, at that time alpha 1 minus alpha 2 will be equal to 0, and therefore r will be equal to square root of a1 square plus a2 square plus 2a1 a2 cos of alpha 1 minus alpha 2 is 0 here, but cos 0 equal to 1, and therefore we will get r equal to square root of a1 square plus a2 square plus 2a1 a2. But this is the expansion of a1 plus a2 square. Here square root and square will get cancelled, and we will get r equal to a1 plus a2. So when the two SHMs are in the same phase, the resultant amplitude will be equal to the sum of individual amplitudes of the two SHMs. Now consider second case. If two SHMs differ in phase by pi by 2, if there is phase difference of pi by 2 between the two SHMs, that is alpha 1 minus alpha 2 will be equal to pi by 2. At that time r will be written as r equal to square root of a1 square plus a2 square plus 2a1 a2 cos pi by 2. But cos pi by 2 is 0, therefore this term will become 0, and therefore r will be equal to root of a1 square plus a2 square. It will be the resultant amplitude. So it will remain as it is, root of a1 square plus a2 square. Now let us consider the third case. If two SHMs differ by a phase difference of pi, if the two SHMs differ in phase by pi, that is alpha 1 minus alpha 2 equal to pi. So if there is phase difference of pi, then we can write r equal to square root of a1 square plus a2 square plus 2a1 a2 cos pi. But value of this cos pi is -1, and therefore this term will become minus, and therefore we can write square root of a1 square plus a2 square minus 2a1 a2. That will be written as, this is the expansion of a1 minus a2 square. Again square root and square will get cancelled, and we will get r is equal to a1 minus a2. So when the two SHMs are differing by a phase of pi radian, at that time the resultant amplitude will be equal to the difference between the two individual amplitudes. So these are the different cases related with the amplitude of SHM.